Hi, this is Chris Slogar from BuckeyeInklings.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute note card sets. This is a project you might remember if you watch my Facebook Lives. We did it in August, and we used the set Many Blessings, which has some great fall and holiday images. So I wanted to finish up my Christmas version and also make this into a YouTube video that was cleaner without any other talking. So let me show you first the one that we made in August. It uses the tin tile embossing folder for the front panel, and when you open it up, the folder is 1/4 inch deep on each side, so the total spine is 1/2 inch, and it fits. I have 6 of these note cards in it very easily. They aren't super embellished, and they don't have any dimensionals, I don't believe. So they're pretty flat and simple little note cards. What I love about this project is the fact that for this group, I did use the Regals Designer Series paper pack. And I pulled out all of these great fall colors that you see here. And that left me with my Christmas colors. I still have Cherry Cobbler and Garden Green left to use, and what I used in today's project for the Christmas version is the shaded Spruce and Real Red from that same pack. So if you get that pack of Designer Series paper, it's going to go a long way. We're only using a 1/2 inch by 5 inch strip on each of these note cards, and it's going to go a long way towards making both the fall and the Christmas version. Okay, so just a note about these. As I said, I'm using this set Many Blessings, and both the Christmas version and the fall version come from this. If you want to make this vine the way I have, you do have to kind of pull this closed. This big stamp you're going to tighten up and force it to be a little circle to fit on the largest of the stitch circle framelits. And just, you know, color it either way. I've colored with the blends in both cases. I'm not going to go through all that. What I really want to show you today, just so this didn't get lost in my Facebook lives, is how to make this folder. So I will also reference you back to the post that had a lot of dimensions and still pictures of the fall version if you want to go to my website. All right, so like I said, here's the the Christmas version with the shaded Spruce. I've cheated a little bit. I didn't quite get them all colored yet, but I was anxious to film this so I could get it posted. Like I said, the different designer paper pieces, I've only used Real Red and shaded Spruce here. Okay, so I'll set those aside, and here's the folder. I have the tufted embossing folder for the panel on my front, and otherwise you just need 2 tabs to make the sides of the pockets and a piece of cardstock that measures 7.5 by 8.25. Okay, and you're going to take that cardstock, and on the long side, so this is the 8.25 side, you are scoring at 3 7/8 and 4 3/8. And by the way, I should say this folder is a case of Michaela Titheridge's project, beautiful project that I saw on Pinterest. So thank you to her. I love this. She made it with varied vases with a cute little note set. Our pre-cut and scored note cards, perfect in so many themes for this project. Okay, so then I've rotated the cardstock, and I'm scoring at 5 1/4 and 5 1/2 as well. Okay, and while we're here, let me get these little tabs. These are 1 1/4 by 2 inches, and we're scoring them at 1/2 and 3/4. Okay, so let me do that again. We need 2 of those. And to make the folder, this is very simple. I'm going to grab a Sharpie here and draw here. What I'm going to do is I'm using my grid paper just to measure from this score line over an inch on the bottom here, and then from this score line over an inch down here. And I would not typically draw this on, but just for the purpose of this video so that you can see where I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut from the intersection of these score lines. Okay, so there's 2 horizontal score lines here. I'm going to the top one, and I am going to cut away this. I'm just going to cut by hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be obvious. And as I said, there are 2 score lines, and this is the upper one. So you're cutting through a score line here. And I would just typically wing this. I wouldn't actually draw that line in. I just wanted you to make sure to see what I was going to cut there. Okay, so if you don't have that drawn in, you won't have that black line, so that's better too. And then you can just burnish all of these score lines. And you can see these are the pockets. And take these little tabs. Tell you what, before you put the pockets on, I'm going to take this panel, which I've already run through the embossing folder, and like I said, that's tufted, and I'm going to glue it on the front. I find it easier to do when this is flat. Okay, and that panel, did I say, measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. Okay, now let's go back to the inside. Got these little tab pieces on the smallest of the little sections here. I'm just going to put a little bit of fast fuse. You could use your tear and tape. I don't know if you still have fast fuse. But this, I'm going to line up with the edge and the top of the pocket. Okay, so that small rectangle, just going to tuck under the front of the pocket with the score line matching the side and the top edge matching the top. And similar on the other side, we're going to put that small tab on, the inside of the front of the pocket. And then the larger tab will attach to the back of the pocket. And I'm just going to, make sure to square this up as I put it in. As I put it in place, I'll get in there with my bone folder to make sure that's tucked down. Same on this side. Make sure you're happy with the square before you commit. Make sure it looks like a nice square pocket. Okay, and there you have your folder. So let me take those note cards. And again, just so cute, great little teacher gift, or any kind of hostess gift. Get the little cards in there. What I've done on the front, now you could tie this up with a ribbon. I made a band of cardstock that measures 1 inch by 10 inch, and it's scored at 2 3/8, 3, 7, and 7 5/8. And then the ends meet under this front panel that I've colored and attached. These little stars, I'll have to say, fit pretty well into the twinkle punch. So I actually colored this little star and punched it out, even though, I don't know, you can probably see the edge there. The punch is actually bigger than the star, but I think it looks fine, and it's star shaped, so perfect in my mind. All right, so fun little gift project for the holidays. I hope you'll enjoy making those. If you need any of the products shown here, especially this great stamp set, I really love this. It's really fun to color. Visit me at buckeyeinklings.com, and happy stamping.